Hello and welcome to Divine Messages with Max and Polly. I am your host, Max Ryan, and you will meet my incredible, amazing colleague and co-host, Polly Wirum, in just a moment. The Divine Message Show is all about helping you to move forward in your life, to have a life full of love and joy and peace. That's what Polly and I are all about. And we have been off for a couple weeks because Polly and I were around doing a Southern California tour where we met amazing people, and we did what we do here on the show live. And it was incredible. And I am, just to let you know, I am an intuitive. I'm a spiritual teacher and a life coach. And what I do is I really do use everything that I've learned and the divine messages to help people shift their life and really live the life of their dreams and live a life of peace and joy and love. And so that's what I do here. And so today on the show, we deliver universal messages. We deliver messages maybe for all of you out there, we don't know. And then we also have two incredible guests that are going to be on the show today, or participants in the show, where Polly and I will give readings to them also. So you're welcome to sit back and listen to the messages and see if they apply to you in your life. What we have found is that doing the show is that many people have said to us, you know, that the message that's for your guest is really for me. So we believe very strongly that Spirit gives us all messages that are universal. So even if it is for Linda or Justin, our guests today, they might be applicable to your life. So welcome, welcome, welcome. Sit back, just absorb, and take any lesson away for you, for your development in your life. We love you, and we're so glad you're here. So, hey, Polly, how are you?
Hello, Max. Hello, everyone. I'm doing great, and thank you for joining us. So I am Polly Wirum, and my business is gateways2peace.com, and that's with the number 2, so gateways2peace.com. I'm an intuitive. I do coaching, and I work with the law of attraction also. I kind of take a little piece of everything and blend it together in the work I do. And I love helping people find an easier path to move, to move on through life. That's one of my things that I really enjoy. And so just thank you so much for joining us. And Max, did you want me to go ahead and start with a prayer?
Yeah, I think so. I think that's okay. I mean, that's great.
And as everybody will figure out, we are very unscripted.
Yeah.
We never know what's going to happen, how it's going to. It's just as it's supposed to be is how it happens.
That's right. We truly follow our intuition. We truly follow which is what we teach all the time, is follow that small little voice. And Polly and I are kind of in simpatico, whatever that's called. And we just follow each other. And so, Great. I'm all about it. So go ahead.
Okay. So everybody take a nice big deep breath in. And as you release your breath, you're releasing fears. You are releasing beliefs that are not serving you. You are releasing holds that have kept you tied. You are releasing anything that is not for your highest good. The breaths that you take in are cleansing, are supportive, are loving. You are being guided by your guides, by angels, by the highest divine source to know your higher self, to meet and be aligned with your higher self, to walk on this planet with your highest self in mind. You will be joined with others that have the same connection you do. You will be joined and guided in the same path, same light as all those around you. A nice big breath in. Breathing in love. Releasing everything that is not working. And so it is.
And so it is. All right.
So I feel that and this is similar to a message that we did a few weeks ago live, a little gentler though. I feel that it's, again, kind of a time where people are looking at what's in their life and what's working and what's not, and a time of kind of cleansing almost. But I have to say it's kind of gentle. It's a very, it's not looking at your life harshly. It's looking at your life very gently and saying, you know what, this really served me, but now I'm ready to let it go. Or other, and it's also, it's almost like if you have rain coming in and kind of washing some things, and it's actually also bringing to light some of the things in your life that maybe you weren't fully appreciating. And so I feel like this is kind of happening globally and is happening with the people that are watching right now. It's kind of a gentle experience because it's not harsh at all. You are looking at your life and saying, I'm ready to work with this right now. And I literally see things kind of, you know, that maybe were put on the back burner, or things that you weren't ready to work with. They're serving you now. You're ready to work with it. And it's really kind of a sweet time. I mean, you are letting go of things, but it's really a sweet time for you. Did you want to add anything to that, Max?
I actually do. I have, it's kind of crazy because I have been writing some things down before we were talking and I was talking, and I had the incredible, and just so you all know, I have a guide that comes in and he tells me stuff, and so if I say thank you, you'll know what I'm saying. Is that I got such an incredible vibration of like cotton candy, lightness, love, and an incredible vision of humanity just lightening up. This amazing lightening up, and I kept hearing the old Beatles song, or the George Harrison song, "Here Comes the Sun." Here comes the sun. Here comes the sun. It feels very much like many people probably watching this or listening to this, or maybe even Linda and Justin, need to hear this, that everything is really all working out in the most, and you're right. I feel that gentleness too, that kind of soft, fluffy cloud, not to sound woo-hoo or quite crazy or so, you know, unicorns and rainbows, but there's really a sense of like, it's all good. Everything feels very good right now, and I really want to encourage everyone to take this message of everything's feeling good right now to heart, because this is a time, thank you, he's saying this is a time where we really are, as a human species, we're at a state that we can really create miracles on a level that we could never create them before, and a lot of that has to, sorry, I'm slurring because he's telling me so much, so a lot of that has to do with this idea of just going, it's like the let it go thing that we talked about. We're not going to talk about that in a second, but the let it go, but it's also this light, everything's okay, there's very beautiful beautiful vibrations happening right now. And Here Comes the Sun keeps playing in my mind over and over and over, because I think that we really do. Right now, the sun is really coming. It is the new dawn of a new age. And it's kind of like, I feel like also seeing the age of Aquarius. It's like, and I do know we are actually in the age of Aquarius, technically. So I wanted to just say that, because I feel very strongly that you and I are on the same kind of page about that. It's beautiful. It's soft and beautiful.
It is very soft. And I think it's important to recognize that there, you know, what I actually see is like people taking out, like maybe they have like these, what I'm literally seeing, so I'll just share with you, is like these little tiny figurines. They're like, for whatever reason, I'm seeing like these like little brass Buddhas or whatever, like these little tiny figurines that I'm seeing that were kind of dusty and kind of not taken care of. They're, you know, almost in the trash type thing. And it's literally like people are taking the time to notice the gifts in their life. And the important thing about that is sometimes the gifts in your life you don't always recognize them. Like maybe it's not, you know, the box of chocolates that somebody gives you. Maybe it's something, you know, some conversation that you had with somebody that at the time wasn't really easy, but then you went home and you thought about it and it's like, wow, I really learned from that. So it's those type of gifts. I feel like we are uncovering really good things right now, uncovering really good things about humanity, uncovering really good things just on our individual life, for sure.
Yeah, I agree. I agree. There's so much of that happening. I feel it very, very, very strongly, and I'm sure that I mean, just like now, this is me just talking. I mean, I know that this kind of a show, this kind of gathering or sharing, is that there is somebody out there that really needs to hear how humanity is evolving, how we are going to that place, because it is kind of like a light at the end of the tunnel kind of feeling, like it's all working out. Everything is working out, no matter what, and it really is now. Really is now. So good. You and I are just feeling the same thing.
Yeah. No, it's really interesting how that happens, for sure. And I think it's also interesting because, and I mentioned this briefly when I did a scope earlier, how it's so easy, anyhow for me, to be in one foot where I really am in that place where everything is of divine nature, everything is of divine time, and then one foot where I'm like, you know, hey, I've got deadlines, I've got, you know, people thinking this about me or whatever. And so it's really funny, you know, to move between those two situations where we will all be in the situation of divine timing. It's just that right now we are in between, you know, there's this play happening.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. Good. Any other universal messages that you're getting?
No, I had something for Linda, though.
Okay, why don't we get? Well, let's go. Let's go to Linda.
Okay,
Hi, Linda.
so Linda.
Welcome, Linda.
Yes, welcome, Linda. Thank you for joining us. So what I was seeing with you is that you were kind of almost walking, and I will typically see people like on a path is when I first tune into you, and then more shared. But I saw you actually, instead of moving forward, you're moving laterally. It's like you're moving out into, and you had a backpack on, and almost like your feet were not, they were kind of crisscrossing, so it wasn't like a super easy travel for you. And then I was hearing, it's time to let the troubling beliefs go. But I feel like, and so when I see a backpack or something like that on somebody's back, that means something you're carrying, you can let it go. I feel like you will move in, I mean, it's up to you, of course. You can move into a new direction. That was the first thing that I got for you, actually, was moving into a new direction. And so this kind of thing where you were moving out unsupported, kind of, harsh isn't the right word, but it wasn't really a supportive trip that you were on. Feeling kind of alone and really like not balanced, you know, because I saw your feet crisscrossing. That can change. So take this opportunity to turn it around and move forward, and we can talk more about that. But does that make sense to you?
Yes, absolutely. It really does, yes.
Okay, so the first thing I got for you is new direction. So I feel like we'll talk about this. I really feel like you can move into a new direction, and you don't need to be, I don't know if you were surrounding yourself with people that weren't supportive of you, what was going on, but literally, you know, you weren't in a, you were out feeling like you were by yourself and kind of going not where you wanted to go, just kind of out in no man's land. So that can stop. Like from this day on, it'll stop. You're going to be moving into a place, and I'm actually hearing flourish. So like things will flourish. So I actually do feel, Linda, that this has something to do with people that you associate with or people you were associating with. And so maybe if there are people that weren't really supportive of you, maybe look at that. Because I do feel like there's something to do with people. almost like you, like, and I feel that it was their words. I feel that it was their words that were troubling you, and not you, just not being supportive. So does that make any sense to you?
Yes, it does.
Okay. So because I don't know who these people are, but I do feel like it was a group. So I mean, I feel like you were in the middle,
Yes.
and you were kind of circled by these folks.
Mm-hmm.
If sometimes we can't really quickly remove them out of our life, but you can start making moves so that you are loved and supported. You're in a and I'm hearing creative environment. So I don't know if you create yet, but do something. Because I'm hearing creative environment. So doing something and I'm feeling hands, doing something with your hands, creative, something like that is really, and I'm also hearing the word nurturing. So all of that is really important to you. So if you're creating, you are nurturing your soul.
Perfect.
So start working on that, and really, you know what, and then I'll let Max go. I really feel that this time for you right now, Linda, you have a lot coming in, and if you allow it and you really focus on yourself and not what other people are telling you, that is the key for you. So focus on yourself, focus on your love of, whatever you're creating, focus on that, and things will shift for you, for sure. Max looks like he's going to explode if he doesn't go.
I'm not going to explode. I'm just getting a lot of stuff. It's amazing. Okay, so Linda, just you have an such a sweet soul, such a sweet soul. I mean, just really caring, compassionate, that hasn't been understood by a lot of people. You didn't. There's a interesting. I'm wondering, is your mother still here, or is your mother still here in this form? Good.
I'm sorry, yes.
Okay, she's here. I
Yes.
feel a mother or grandmother vibration around you, that's for sure. That's so supportive of you. But it feels like this person is really one of the few people that really believes in you, that really sees you, that really gets you. And this person, I'm not sure if it's your grandmother or your mother, I'm just pulling this in right now, but this person really saw your incredible soul, your light. Does that make sense to you?
Well, as far as grandparents, both my grandmothers have already passed, and both of them were when I was pretty young. One is when I was 13, and the other one when I was in my 20s.
Okay, this person, this vibration that I'm getting right now, it's either a mother or grandmother. I'm sorry to not be so clear. It's a mother or grandmother, maybe, I don't know. But this is, I don't know if your mother was really like, I believe in her. I believe in her, I believe in her, I believe in her. Is that your mother?
Yes.
Okay, that's your mother then. That's what I'm getting. And it kind of feels like she's the one that's in your corner, in your corner, in your corner. Am I right, Linda?
Yes, absolutely.
She will never give up on you, and other people are like, they don't get you on some level. They think that, I'm not even going to go there. But it's kind of what Polly was saying. Is like, you have some people around you that are like, she needs to, she's not enough, or whatever. You need to let that go, because your mother believes in you. She sees your light. Does that make sense, Linda?
Yes, it does.
Yeah, for sure. And the first thing that's what it was coming through right away. Your mother is an amazing, amazing, incredible spirit. I love her. But the first thing I have to say, Linda, is that what I got, and I'll show it to you here, is that when I was looking at you and I was picking up some stuff, is that it says, it might be hard to see with my writing, your intelligence is coming to fruition. Now this is huge for you. I'm telling you, your intelligence, your smarts, you have a mind that's really great. You have a great mind. And it's like this is the time that everything's going to come to fruition for you. This is the time that you're going to be like, wow, now I really understand how to balance my intuition with my intelligence. Does that make sense, Linda?
Yes.
Yeah.
It does.
Because you're very smart. You're very smart. And that intelligence, okay, let me just say this really quickly. One of the things that why people around you kind of maybe don't have a matching vibration with you is that your intelligence is higher than theirs, and that's not saying it's better or worse, but they don't understand you because you're actually smarter. You're smarter than them. Do you know what I'm saying?
I actually, I'm pretty hard on myself. I'm very hard on myself. So I never actually thought myself as being incredibly intelligent. I mean,
Yeah.
not dumb, just, not this, what you're saying. I mean, I do understand and I do feel sometimes that people don't get me,
Yeah.
but I just thought it was because they don't want to try to get me. I don't know. I really thought it was something to do with me more than, than them.
They're sort of, and this sounds so cliche, I'm going to say this really quickly to you. Intuitionally, they see you as a threat because you're smarter.
Okay.
They see you as a smart person that they can't kind of compete with, so they don't really get you. That's why that's happening. But whatever, it doesn't even matter because this moment in the time right now, your path that's happening right now this is definitely, and I'm going to say it again, this is what he kept saying to me, my guide. Your intelligence is coming to fruition, which means all your smarts, everything that you've been working for, it's all going to come into either a business venture or a peaceful place in yourself, and it's all falling into place for you right now. And I think that ultimately, really, you're on a kind of, and I want to show you this, and I didn't show you this, and this comes back to what Polly was saying. This is the 8 of Rods, if you can see it.
Mm-hmm.
And the 8 of Rods is all about momentum, speeding, going quickly, that you are going to go really fast now into a really successful life. Successful in peace, successful in, I don't know what it is, but you're on the, it's on, like you're, and then I know Polly wants to say something. You're on the top of the mountain with the skis, and pretty soon you're going to go, and you're going to go down the mountain. You're ready to do that. Does that make sense, Linda?
Yes, it does. It does feel like that at this moment in the last couple months or so. Or it's felt like that. I just didn't know where to go because my life really hasn't changed all that much. It's just inside I feel different.
And that's the most important part. That's
Yeah.
it. Inside, everything changing. Go ahead, Polly.
Okay, so I get definitely birth rejuvenation time for you right now, and I feel like you are going to be getting a lot, like I said before, just obtaining a lot of knowledge. You are going to be doing something with your hands, though. I don't know if it's like writing, but I literally see like your hands moving really quickly. What I was actually seeing was like if you have stationery and you're writing really quickly and just pages are just flying off.
I actually started. I mean, it's funny because I started watching Periscope just a few days ago, and since then I've met incredible people that have turned me into, guided me towards journaling or writing down what I feel. And I thought I wasn't going to, be into that, but I bought it, and it won't stop.
Yeah, no, that's what I see. Is literally it's coming into you, and you're just writing it so just this voracious speed. The other thing I want to tell you is you actually, I don't know if you have this person in your life right now, but you will have this person, and I feel like it's a male. And I'm sorry if you hear my dog barking. You're going to have somebody that you're sharing this with. So do you have somebody like that yet? You will have somebody. You will have somebody that you're sharing this with.
Sharing it as in just
like your life, your excitement, your
Oh, well, my husband.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
So that's good.
He's very supportive.
I see him next to you. I see him actually a tiny bit above you, but yes, he's listening and he's excited for you.
Great.
Good. That's
perfect.
Good. I also feel that there is definitely something, you're on kind of the fast track. Something's going to happen really quickly. I can't feel totally, and I just give you what I get, Linda, but I can't feel exactly what it is, but it feels like I write about this quite a bit, but it feels like you have what I call divine anticipation. That there's a stirring inside of you, like something's coming, and it feels very much like that. And I think it might be something creative. Um, I think it has to do with business somehow. I think it has to do with business. Are you thinking about changing your business right now?
Yes, I mean, right now, I used to be a makeup artist, and I lost the passion for it because it took me away from my family too much during the weekends and things like that. So, and which is when, the most of the movement happened. So I just figured I'd just get a job and try to see what I wanted to do and where I wanted to go. And so that's basically what I've been doing now. But with now that I have found all these different people that I feel that I can connect to, I'm very interested in my intuitive side.
Mm-hmm.
But I don't know. I mean, this is like newborn. I mean, not. I don't even know where or what direction to take. But there's so many options. So that's what I'm going through right now. So I mean, and
Yeah.
I didn't never thought I was creative. So, but yeah.
Okay, good. Okay, something new is coming. And I have to tell you, I have literally, in the last 5 minutes, these are my cards right here. I'm going to tell you. In the last 5 minutes, I've shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and I keep getting the same card. And my ego is going, well, maybe that's not, because I just pulled this card for a reading I did this morning. I was like, well, that's not it. But that's my ego. But I picked it 3 times. You have a son?
Yes.
Your son is huge in your life. This is your son's
Yes.
card because this is the 3rd time I picked it up. He is an incredible influence in your life. He's amazing. He's artistic. He's creative. He's got tons of ideas. He's really interesting. There's something about, what's your son's name?
Alexander.
Yeah, he's amazing because this card came up 3 times after I focused. I mean, I shuffled and shuffled and shuffled, and again, I had to just jump in because this is the Page of Pentacles. Alexander is going to be incredibly. He's a diligent person, and he's going to come up with lots of ideas, and he's going to be very successful in business. Very.
Amazing.
Very.
Great.
I mean, it's huge. He's going to be very successful in business. I feel it very strongly. And so I just had to tell you that. And he's a huge part of your vibration, obviously.
Okay.
Is he your only child?
No, I have my oldest, Ariana.
Okay, but he's your focus right now, isn't he?
He's very close to me. I mean, he's 11, but he is always constantly wants to be next to me and talking to me and sharing and touching me. My daughter's a little bit more independent, wonderful as well, but independent.
Totally.
And but yeah, he's very much like part of my heart. Not that my daughter isn't, but just
I know. There's no sliding against your daughter.
Yes.
But he's really big, and he's really in your vibration. I wouldn't have picked this card 3 times if not. He's a great kid. He's an idea person. He's very creative. He's very sensitive. And I really think that he's going to do. Thank you. He's going to do very successful. I don't know if you've had any doubts about that or not, but he's going to be very successful. For sure.
Just usual worry about, your kids, but nothing out of the ordinary. But thank you. That really means a lot. A lot.
Good. I feel strongly that I have to give you that message.
Yes, thank you.
Okay. All right.
And I was actually hearing something about Son earlier, and I feel like he will actually follow you in some way, in some as he grows older. I mean, because he kind of follows you now, but he will follow you. It's almost like you're opening a gate for him. You're opening up a path for him because he's going to follow in your footsteps in whatever way. Another thing I was going to tell you, and then we'll move on to Justin, is I also see that you will have people that you present things to. You will have people that you're speaking to or doing something, because I see, like when I see people maybe that have like a lot of guides or whatever, I see that behind them. With you, I actually see see like figures in front of you, but I had to say it does kind of have a feeling of spirituality because of the way I'm looking, the way I see them. So you actually will be presenting, and something that you do with your hands is important. Your hands and your arms are very strong. You're going to be doing something with them. But you actually present something to, and I feel like it's in a spiritual realm, a spiritual form. You will be presenting things to people. And I'm thinking that that's like 2 years off. I don't know what it is, but it's something that's like kind of when you're really in your stride. I don't know what it is. We'll have to see.
Okay, good.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
Oh, thank you.
Thank you, Linda. Very good. Polly, do you wanna start with Justin, or you want me to?
Yeah, I'll start.
Okay.
Actually, I went first with Linda, so you go.
Okay. All right. Hi, Justin.
Hello.
Hey, how are you?
I'm good. How about you?
Good. I'm great. You know, I have to tell you, Justin, as soon as I saw your picture, and just so you all know that on one of our last shows, Justin's mom, Carrie, was on the show. So I just want you all to know that, so you were transparent. And your mother tried to actually email stuff about you, and I was like, la 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 la. I didn't read any of it. I just saw Justin once, and I was like, okay. But I have to tell you, really, you have an incredible capacity to be, and on some level, now I do know this about your mother. You have an incredible capacity to be an energy worker yourself. I don't know if you are. Doesn't matter. Maybe at your age you don't even understand that. But you come here as a very, what I feel and see with you is a Merlin energy. You know who Merlin was?
No, I don't.
Merlin, you're going to look it up after this. Merlin was King Arthur's spiritual guide, and he is incredibly strong. And I feel very strongly that you are going to discover how strong you are, and you have an amazing capacity to change the world. You really do. That's your choice. Everything, Justin, just so you know, I don't know if you had readings before, everything that comes to us, for Polly, to me, is that it's like that where the energy is going, but you can choose whatever you want. Does that make sense, Justin?
Yeah.
Right. So you come in and I know you have a couple questions, but I just want to tell you this. You have the potential and the capacity to really do huge things in the world. Huge things in the world. And I have to say this really quickly, and that completely different. It feels like there is a girl around you that's maybe a best friend or a girlfriend that you're thinking about. There's some girl, maybe it's a best friend that's always in your vibration, that's always hanging out with you, who is influential to you, or you're thinking about all the time. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay.
Is she a girlfriend or is she a best friend?
Ex-girlfriend.
Ex-girlfriend. Because I see it the other thing that I got when you were so strong, I got, well, the girl's there, the girl. And I feel like you're thinking about her a lot, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. The two of you have had a few lifetimes together. And the two of you have stuff to work out together, which is actually good. And even though she's your ex, I feel that there's a... I'm going to ask you this really clearly. Are the two of you speaking, or you're just like, eh?
No, we're like done. Yeah.
You're done, yeah. There's a lesson to be learned from that relationship. A big lesson to be learned from that relationship. The two of you keep thinking about her. I can feel her in you. Can you tell me her name?
Samantha?
Yeah. Yeah, the two of you have there's a connection between the two of you, and I can't figure out if that connection is just kind of like, wow, I'm in love feeling, or is it that you really do have a spiritual connection? But I think that it is a spiritual connection between the two of you. It's not right now, Justin, but I think that she is going to come back into your life. You're going to come back into her life, and you're going to help each other. You're going to be more friends, actually. You're going to be more friends. She's she's kind of she's got growing up to do, so do you, but it's different for her. She needs to kind of wake up a little bit. Does that make sense to you?
Yeah, I understand.
Yeah. You're a little ahead of her intellectually and spiritually.
Okay.
Yeah. And so she needs to catch up with you a little bit. But I feel like you think about her all the time, and that's okay. Just send her love. Just think about her in the best way possible. It's all good. And ask yourself, well, actually, not ask yourself. My guide's asking me to ask you, what's the lesson from that relationship? What did you learn from you and Samantha? Even though it's not done yet. What have you learned?
Well, I don't know. I don't know yet.
Mm-hmm. Okay, I get it.
Yeah, because I don't know, because like you said, it's not over yet, so I don't know if I like learned anything from it, but I'm pretty sure I'm learning from it right now.
You are. You're such an old soul. It's crazy. I love it. Yeah, so Justin, just know that you are learning from it, and it's going to help you a lot. And you're very old soul, and you're really going to do amazing things in this world, for sure. I see a Merlin energy coming out, and your mother will be able to tell you what I mean by Merlin energy. All right, I feel like Polly needs to talk.
I do, thank you. So several things, and just since you were talking about Samantha, Justin, if you were to look at Samantha, possibly if you looked at the relationship, would you say if you had, okay, so the way I feel it is like she was in the center, but maybe it's interesting because I see her in the center, and at first I was thinking that you were kind of like holding on too tight.
Oh.
Okay, so just look at that, and then the rest of the stuff I have for you is for you. So the first thing that I saw with you was like sitting down, and obviously at your age you got all sorts of stuff going on. It's a fabulous age, like fabulous, because your whole life is an adventure. But you're sitting down going through like a cardboard box, and I actually see it longer than it is high, and you're sitting down going through it, and there's these things, and you're literally sifting through it, which you would be doing at this age. You kind of sift through and what works for me, what doesn't work for me. But I feel like there is something that and I'm seeing kind of like what I was talking about earlier, how we have these things in our life, and we need to, if we look at them differently, they're gifts. I feel like there's something, and it could be with school, there's something that you are talented at that because you did have to put some work into it, you are turning away from it. It's a gift. So I don't know what this is, but there's something that you have a talent. So out of all your gifts, because you've got a lot, there's something that's sticking out, and you keep turning back and looking, deciding what you want to do with it. And I feel also that you have a mathematical mind, and you also, do you play a stringed instrument?
No, I always wanted to play the violin, but I never really
Oh,
did.
okay. Because I was seeing a stringed instrument, but I feel like there's something that you put down. Okay, I feel like almost like there was pressure on you to do it. You had to do it. You had to do it. You had to do it. And so you put it down, but you were successful at it. But you kind of maybe it became like maybe. I mean, it did take work. It took commitment. That's the word I'm trying to find for you. If you have any idea what I'm talking about, revisit that. Because I feel like that is actually a really strong influence in your life. you're very good at that. So what is that?
Basketball.
Okay. You know what? Don't let that go yet, because
Okay.
it's something that you're very good at, and you've got all these talents. But this is something that, yeah, it took commitment. You can do a lot with that. So don't let that go. The other thing, for some reason, and this may or may not mean anything to you, railroad tracks, but they were actually like the old railroad tracks that are wooden. Like I saw, like just a little when Max was talking to you, I just saw like a flash of railroad tracks, but they're like the old railroad tracks that actually had like grass and stuff growing through it. So it's kind of like a picturesque thing. So if it doesn't mean anything to you, it doesn't mean anything to you.
Yeah.
Yeah, it does, or no, it doesn't.
It doesn't, like, no.
Okay,
Really.
yeah. But don't. So the basketball thing, don't let that go. And where are you at in school? What are you doing with school right now?
Like grade-wise?
Well, are you a senior?
I'm gonna be a junior.
Oh, okay. Because school hasn't started for you yet.
Yeah.
Okay, it's already started here. Okay. So, do you like school?
I mean, it's like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah,
you know?
I could see that. As soon as I asked you that, I saw where you're at. I saw that you kind of stand to the side and watch the people go down the hallway. And, but you know, you're actually very strong. And so, Max is smart. But you are very strong. And so, some ways that can be intimidating to people. But you know what? You have because you're so strong, you can jump in there and hang with the best of them. And so, that's my encouragement with you, is to, and I'll let Max talk because I know he wants to. But I really want you to dig deep and grab hold of this energy and be super successful, because you have that. And I feel like you were kind of like non-committal to it. I want you to go for it. I want you to dig deep for yourself and be successful, because you can do it.
I agree. Let me just say something really quickly, because I just got such a rush of humor. Huge humor, and I feel like, you do have this incredible Merlin quality, but you'll find out later. But, one of the things that is one of your, truly, is one of your assets, Justin, is your humor. You can make people laugh. I can feel it. I can see it. I can sense it. I was like, wait a second. Maybe this guy, maybe you might want to think about literally something where you're lifting people's spirits up through humor, because I see it with you. I can feel it with you. Does that make sense?
Yeah. People say I'm a funny person all the time.
Yeah, you're funny. And you're not, and you know what? It's like, it's funny because, I was raised as an actor, and I know how to do comedy, and but you know what? My funniest is when I don't even think about it. When people are just laughing their butt off, and I'm like, what did I do? Because I think that you have I just got it. I mean, not exactly this, but it's a symbol. I got when you were talking to Polly. I saw you on the set of Saturday Night Live, like funny, like playing characters and doing fun things and raising people's vibration by just being like really silly and that is, I'm telling you, that's a talent. And don't ever let anyone tell you it's not a talent. Because I think that you have a real ability to brighten people's lives with how you are. I think that would be really. Have you ever acted before?
I've been in commercials, and yeah, that's it.
Yeah, I'm going to encourage you, because my guide's telling me, like, whoa, really, to do the groundlings, to do the stand-up comedy, even if you're a kid, it doesn't even matter. Because I think that you have I'm going to just tell you this really quickly. It's not a judgment, Justin, but my guide's going, he's got a really great twisted view. And that twisted view is funny. And people will be like, oh my God, I love that. So I needed to tell you that while Polly was telling you. So if you thought about ever doing something like that, I think that you could do really well. I really do. And you're charming. So it's like funny and charming. What other combination could you get, Justin? Hello? Well, that's good. So, but keep studying and doing your work. This is my this is my older man telling you have to keep doing that. So okay, and I know that I want to say this because we're at the closing time. Justin, you were very clear before we started the show that you have a couple of questions for us, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
You guys,
Did we cover any of that?
You guys answered both my questions.
Okay, awesome. Tell us. Of course we did, because we're just listening. What are the questions that you had to ask us?
Well, you answered my Samantha question, which was, do you see me with Samantha in my future? Which you said that like she's gonna be like my friend, and well, kind of answered and kind of didn't was, do you see me playing basketball in college?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes, and this is the other thing I was getting for you. Yes, and I'm hearing that. Yes, 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 yes. I keep hearing it. Yes, yes, yes. Yeah. But there's some ties at school or something that you need to cut. So I don't know if it's like where you were being influenced to do some, I don't know, whatever. But there's some ties you need to cut, because if you want to do that, you need to get a little bit more serious. Because I feel like you let it kind of go. If you want to do it, and yes, you can do it, you got to get a little bit more serious, step into the game. Literally, I'm hearing step into the game. So you have to want it as badly, I mean, like you got to want it. And yes, if you want it, it's step into the game is literally what I'm hearing. So yes, but those ties that need to be cut, does that make sense to you?
Yeah.
Okay. Let that stuff go, because it's almost, if you want to play, because I have a kid that wants to swim in college, and so I can totally relate to this. Although you guys are completely different, but if you, and Max knows her, but listen,
totally different.
But if you want to do it, you have to say, okay, that's my priority, because that's, if you want to, it's got to be your priority, right?
Yeah.
Okay. So, and then this is me as a mom talking. Have you looked at, is it NCSA or something? The thing you sign up and coaches follow you?
Oh, travel basketball?
No, look up NCSA. I think that's what our daughter's doing for swim. But then coaches start following you. But you have to I mean, that's the thing, is it's got to be you that wants it. Right?
Okay. Yeah.
But yes, absolutely, you can do it. And you want me to tell you what division I'm hearing?
What division?
D2.
D2. Okay.
Yeah, but you got to want it. I mean, that's awesome, because you'll get scholarships with that. But you have to want it, and you got to let go of some of the crap that you've been letting, right?
Yeah.
Hey, this is a G-rated show.
Sorry.
I'm just kidding you. You said crap. That's so funny.
I know I did.
I love it. And here's me. I'm like, what the hell is D2? It sounds like Disney, the sequel, D2.
Justin and I know what we're talking about. That's
I know. You have the same lingo. And really quickly, I want you to, and then we're going to go into opening it up for any questions from Linda and wrapping up, is that, Justin, I just got the name. I don't know if it means anything to you, but just, does the name Julie or Julia mean anything to you?
No.
Okay. Just keep that in your vibration. Just be like, well, I don't know. But I feel like there's someone named Julie or Julia that's going to be part of your life very soon. That's all.
Okay.
Yeah, and I do want to say, and I'm going to come back to this comedy thing really quickly, is that I feel the same way about what Polly was saying with you about even if you do pursue the commercials, the comedy, or whatever, if you do that, it's serious. It's not like, blah, 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 I can play basketball, or I can make people laugh. No. It's almost like the business of comedy, the business of you need to get that. And that's okay. And that is what's going to make it really fun, actually. It's not just going to be like, well, I can do this, who cares? It's going to be more of a challenge for you to be like, how can I really make this something that feels great and it benefits me and everyone else? Does that make sense, Justin?
Yeah.
And I think that that's probably the biggest message. So whatever direction you want to go, you have to want it. Because if you want it, you're going to work for it.
Yeah.
I mean, it can't be something that you're like...
But it's also how his point of view, how he sees it. You know, how you see it as like, wow, this is something valuable that I'm going to actually put the work in to make it work.
Exactly. Exactly, and that's very true. It's not, I mean, absolutely. It's not like, okay, I'm going to work on this week, and then maybe I'll come back to it next month or whatever. It's the commitment thing. It's the taking it serious. But you have all these possibilities in your life. This is an amazing time of your life.
For sure. I'm glad we answered your questions, Justin.
Thank you.
Good. Let's go. Thank you. It's just an honor. You are now the officially youngest person we've had on the show. Yay! So I hope that you enjoyed it. And then we're gonna go over to Linda right now and ask Linda, is there anything that you want to ask us that we haven't covered, or any reflection?
I guess just you have covered quite a lot actually. And I just wanted to go back to this whole creative process and the change that I am going through as far as where I'm headed. Because I've always thought or been taught that, business, success, money, traveling, ergo success, happiness as growing up. But on the other hand, I feel that helping people, but also, and I'm not talking about volunteering, because it's not necessarily that, but having some sort of influence to help people be happy. So I just don't know because I have opportunity to kind of head either way right now with either of those things, but I don't know which is going to make me happier.
Well, you know what? Oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead, Paula.
Okay, I just want to ask you, Linda, do you have an opportunity working with kids or something? Children?
Not at this moment. There is a possibility. I mean, with the branch of things that I want to do, there might be. Because
Well, you know how I told you earlier, like the way that I was looking at you speaking to somebody and like the images I was seeing, that to me almost feels like children looking up at you, at what you're saying.
Okay. Okay.
But I don't see, it's kind of like what I told you earlier. It's not, and it won't even be your main thing. It's like a subset of what you're going to be doing.
I have to tell you really quickly, I see you in a bank.
See or what?
I see you in a bank. I see you in a financial corporation leading people. I see it, but this is so strong for me right now. And comes back to the very first thing that says your intelligence is coming to fruition. You have the ability to be a leader in a corporation or a financial world. And I think that will help a lot of people. Don't shoot the messenger if this isn't what you want to hear.
Sure.
But I think you have I don't think. This is what I'm seeing. I see you in front of a boardroom leading a group of people about finances, about a corporation, and using your incredible intelligence and as a former makeup artist and hairdresser myself, that the makeup and hairdressing could never touch. Your intelligence is so huge and so deep that could never touch, because you couldn't go there. I see you as a CEO in front of a big, huge table with people looking at you in a Chanel suit and saying, this is what we're going to do. We're going to do this. We're going to do this. This is going to be great. I see you like that, Linda. I don't know if you ever see that, but it's such a strong, because you can see the vibration I get right now. I see you not doing something like airy-fairy. I see you doing something like, this is what we're going to do. And you're going to be a leader. And people are going to go, okay, we'll do that. Because I think that it's the time in your life, oh my God, my guide's telling me very strong, it's the time in your life that you really step up to your intelligence because you're so smart. And I don't know if these opportunities that you just kind of mentioned were any in that world. I don't know what it is, but I see you in 3 to 5 years being a leader, like being like, oh, I'm doing conferences, I'm leading hundreds of people, I'm helping people to develop their businesses. I don't know what it is. But I feel like it's bank-oriented or corporation-oriented, and I see you in a Chanel suit in Singapore.
Oh, okay.
I see you in Singapore. I see you in Singapore with very rich people, and you giving them advice.
I actually work for a company that's based over there right now.
Ah. Does any of what just flew out of my mouth make sense to you?
Yes, it does. Sometimes our minds want to, say, oh, hope he says this because it's so, like you were saying, airy-fairy, but it's fun and it's cool and it's interesting. But then what I do for work, I enjoy a lot as well, a lot.
And what is that?
I work for a company that retrieves medical records. And it's based in India.
Okay, look, I want you to see, you can't see, I get the chills all over me.
Mm-hmm.
I think that, I don't know, I just see that, and I think that it's gonna create an incredible influx of money for you. I think that it's gonna match your intelligence. I think that there's a million things you can do. No.
They actually, just one more thing, they actually they made us write our long-term and short-term goals within the company. Mm-hmm. And one of the things that I wrote down was that I wanted to be a trainer and be able to open up different call centers at different locations.
It's something in that world. But I think... And then I'm going to wrap up because now it's 3 minutes before we're going to end. But I think that this is the beginning of a big, huge career for you. And I really do feel like it's maybe in the financial world. Somehow to do with a big mutual fund company or, it's like something like that. So you're so smart and people believe you. People like you. And I see you in a Chanel suit. Chanel too.
I will write that down, Chanel. Thank you.
You're welcome.
And I see. Yeah, I was just going to say. I definitely.
To wrap up. Go ahead.
Okay, just very brief. I just see you're definitely leading. There's little subset groups that you're working with, for sure.
Yeah. All right, we need to wrap up now because I am the captain of the ship here. So I'm saying we're pulling into port. So Justin's going to go first, and Justin's going to tell us one thing that you took away from today or one thing that was interesting from your experience here. It could be like, wow, that was interesting, or I didn't want to hear that, or it could be anything, Justin. What was one thing you heard from Polly and I today that really stands out for you?
Well, when you told me about my ex, like because I felt like we had relationships before, and when he told me that, it just amazed me. And then about basketball, I heard that I'd be playing basketball like overseas and like in college, and yeah, and I felt like I would, and like now you guys are like confirming it, and it just amazed me.
Awesome. Well, thank you for being on the show, Justin.
Thank you for having me.
Really, it was awesome. Linda, what stands out for you?
Well, I came wanting to hear, not wanting to, but thinking that you were going to go another direction, and I am completely blown out of the water because it's not that, I mean, I've never been awesome at school. I've, always struggled, not really interested in, I went to college and all that, but it wasn't really interested in the masters and the whole, that all my friends did, and so I always felt like I wasn't as successful because I didn't do that. So when you tell me that about the intelligence and the corporate, and I mean, and I'm only and all already 38. So sometimes I feel that I'm behind the game, but with everything that you've told me, it just has opened up my eyes with how I feel with what I do for my professional life and how I feel or should treat other things that I enjoy as well, are part of me, but don't necessarily have to be my course in life. So it's been amazing. Thank you.
You're so welcome. So wonderful to have both Justin and Linda on, right, Polly?
Absolutely. Thank you guys so much. It's a pleasure.
Such a pleasure. Such a pleasure. And I don't think that we've ever had someone from Puerto Rico on before. I love that.
It has been great. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Very good. All right, so Polly, I'll do a closing prayer and then we'll wrap up.
Yep, absolutely.
All right, everyone. Let's all take a big deep breath and close our eyes. Dear Mother, Father, God, Divine Source, Universe, all that is. We thank you so much for this time together. We thank you so much for the divine messages that come from Spirit, that come from the Source. We ask that we more deeply embody the messages that came today during our gathering, and we ask that anyone listening to the show was able to take away something valuable for their lives, as well as for Justin and for Linda. And we see Linda and Justin in the light of God. We see them in the middle of our minds, blessed and whole and healed and perfect as they are. And we pray that whatever they decide to do with their life going forward from this moment on is filled with love and happiness and joy. And we take a deep breath. And we say thank you very much. And so it is.
And so it is.
Amen.
Amen.
Thank you, Linda and Justin.
Thank you so much. And it's always exciting to see what people do after they get a reading, so stay in touch with us.
For sure, for sure. All right, so this is the part of the show where we tell you that next week we will be live again on Thursdays at 3 o'clock Pacific time. And if you would like to take the place of Linda and Justin on our panel, please email us. Oh, and I had it all written down. Oh, maybe I found it. Oh, yes. Good. If you would like to be on the panel with us and get a free reading with us, you could go to info@attractpositiveresults.com. I'm going to print this out at some point without my own writing, which is crazy. Info@attractpositiveresults.com, and just send us an email and say you want to be a participant on the Divine Message Show. And we've already got them kind of stacked up right now, but we will find a place. If you are able to do Thursdays at 3 o'clock Pacific time, 6 o'clock Eastern, and 2 o'clock in Alaska, then we would love to have you on the show. So that's that. And once again, my name is Max Ryan. I'm an intuitive teacher and spiritual coach, and my it's probably backwards. My website is attractpositiveresults.com if you want to know anything more about what I do. And have a wonderful week. I'm really glad to see you. I'm not going to promo too much. So, Polly, what would you like to say?
Thank you. I just want to say thank you, everybody, for joining us, and look forward to anybody that wants to take part of our show. And if there's anybody that wants a in-depth private reading, you can go to my website, gateways2piece.com. That's with the number 2, gateways2piece. And if you contact and say that you got it off this show, then you can get it for an hour reading for $50, and it's normally $88.
Whoa, what a deal! Wow. All right, and I didn't even say that. You on attractpositiveresults.com, you can find a find out about doing a reading with me. So thank you, everyone, and remember that divine messages are always being told to you every day and every moment in your life. And we'll see you next week at the same time, same place, and share this with all your friends because there's probably a message for them too. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you later. Bye, everyone.
Bye. Thank you.
Bye-bye.